It reads, Eric, what does it read like? He's giving you a tornado warning, a nuclear nuclear fallout warning.
Look, bro, these people, he's walking right into creating another meme of himself, right? Like what you saw. Like we are gonna tell you how you're
What you
obviously.
actually saw.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna tell you how you were supposed to feel. And then he goes on to say that this is about 50% of the country. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
so should
All
that
right, let's
let
hear
you
him
know
before we give it
something?
all away.
Okay.
He's nuts, yeah.
Many of you have expressed deep anger and disappointment. Many of you are upset that someone who attempted to destroy our democracy was invited to sit on a stage in front of a crowd of Republican voters to answer questions and predictably continued to spew lie after lie after lie. And I get it. It was disturbing. It was disturbing to see and hear that person refer to a black law enforcement officer as a thug, an adjective he used many times to describe black men, and call Caitlin Collins, the moderator, nasty, which is what he calls any woman who stands up to him. It was disturbing to hear him speak so highly of QAnon conspirators and insurrectionists who assaulted police officers in our democracy on January 6th. And it was awful to hear him spread ridiculous lies about the election. And it was certainly disturbing to hear that audience, young and old, our fellow citizens, people who love their kids and go to church, laugh and applaud his lies and his continued defamation of a woman who, according to a jury of his peers, he sexually abused and defamed. As good a job as Caitlin Collins did trying to fact check him, it is impossible to fact check fully because he lies so shamelessly. Now, many of you think CNN shouldn't have given him any platform to speak, and I understand the anger about that. Giving him the audience, the time, I get that.
He's got great
But this is
vocal
what
fry.
I also get. The man you were so disturbed to see and hear from last night, that man is the front runner for the Republican nomination for president. And according to polling, no other Republican is even close. That man you were so upset to hear from last night, he may be president of the United States in less than 2 years. And that audience that upset you, that's a sampling of about half the country. They are your family members, your neighbors, and they are voting. And many said they're voting for him. Now, maybe you haven't been paying attention to him since he left office. Maybe you've been enjoying not hearing from him, thinking it can't happen again. Some investigation is going to stop him. Well, it hasn't so far. So if last night showed anything, it showed it can happen again. It is happening again. He hasn't changed, and he is running hard. You have every right to be outraged today and angry and never watch this network again.
Running hard.
But do you think staying in your silo and only listening to people you agree with is going to make that person go away?
Well, I'm okay with what he said at the end there, Eric, that you should listen to people that disagree with you. But I think if we are fairly reading between the lines here, that what I don't call him Don Lemon, what Anderson Cooper is saying is that half the country is insane. He's saying that even though he's going to stand there and lie, they're going to applaud him. And these are people you know, and these people who are going to vote, and they're your family
They live in
members.
your house, yeah.
And they're insane, is what he's saying. Even though, a lot of them voted for Obama and then Bush and Clinton. I mean, if somebody's been able to vote for the past 30 years, they've very possibly voted for Clinton, Bush, Obama, and Trump. So they must be insane. At what point did their insanity take over is my question, Anderson Cooper. And what point did they become good people when they voted for Obama twice? Because we know for a fact there's a big crossover. CNN themselves have covered, the people in Ohio and Michigan who voted for Obama and then Trump. It just feels like 2016 again, where they're saying, this person's absolutely insane. Trump is so insane, and half the country is insane, so you better watch out. But he gets a little bit of credit at the end for saying you can't be in a silo, which is an odd thing to say. Like that's an echo chamber, as people say, in the silo with the grain and the storage. Gets a little bit of points with me for that at the end. But overall, I think he's saying that you better watch out because half the country is insane. And if you don't do the right thing, which is vote for the guy who can't think and doesn't know where he is, then you're a bad person. Fair?
Yeah. Okay. So this is a pretty. I mean, did he write this? Did he go off script? I mean, he came up with this to convince CNN viewers, and they're still out there. I read some of the comments on the videos, and they truly do not have a grasp of anything outside of their little bubble that they've created. So yes, I guess the bar is so low that he will get credit for finally after what, 6 or 7 years of pretending that other people just don't exist, finally saying, well, maybe you should sometimes listen to things that you don't agree with. Yeah, Anderson, you think? And that's what you guys have been trying to stop. Was it Brian Stelter, who of course is no longer with the network, and Fredo Cuomo? I mean, a bunch of these people have basically said, and I'm paraphrasing here, don't listen to anybody else. We're the ones telling you the truth. Obviously, Fredo famously said about the email leaks that it's illegal. If you read this, it's illegal for you to understand this. So for you to even look at this. So everything you're getting is directly from us. So they've always been liars. And I think I said this last week, but it bears repeating. CNN obviously needs to start. They need to implode. There is no saving it. You got to get rid of everybody, from the janitor in the mailroom, the chef, the cook, the security guard. Everybody has to go. It doesn't work anymore. It's completely rotten all the way to the core. And his echo chamber thing, yes, that's fine. That's fair. It's just, obviously, bro, it's been years of this, of you guys trying to stop people from hearing things outside of your realm of possibility, and now you want to pretend like, well, maybe you should listen. I know there were very scary words. He said the word thug and nasty, and that's terrible stuff. But maybe you guys should consider listening to somebody with another opinion. And then last thing here, there was a very telling point that when he says, well, something's going to stop him, one of these investigations, it's like, dude, you're literally just admitting that you're creating stuff. This establishment is creating stuff to throw at him to keep him from being president. I mean, in the same week, we have this E. Jean Carroll lady, and we have obviously the tax returns, and then classified documents. Now, that wasn't all in the same week, but ever since the first day, since inauguration day, they've been throwing things at him, right? We all remember Russia, Russia, Russia for 3 whole years. They dropped it like a hot potato, pivoted on a dime, and said it's Ukraine. And then you fast forward to where 2 years, he's not even president for 2 years, and they're still throwing stuff at him. And I know I'm forgetting one, right? It was the E. Jean Carroll stuff, whatever what was the Manhattan DA going after him for? The Stormy Daniels things. So that was like in the span of in less than a month. And then that's not even accounting the tax returns. That's not even including all this other stuff. So I guess my point is, the bar is so low that Anderson Cooper here is finally admitting that maybe you should listen to other people. And he's kind of saying the quiet part out loud and admitting that, yeah, all these investigations that we've been throwing, this terrible coverage that we've been doing, this awful biased stuff that we've been doing for nearly a decade now, that's not going to stop him. It's like, bro, yeah, congratulations, Anderson, you made it. And this is an old guy, bro. Like, why are you being such a weird sniveling little weasel, bro? It's disgusting.
Well, famously, Anderson Cooper did work for the CIA. He was an intern for a semester, which we all do when we're trying to become journalists. I mean, I went to journalism, broadcast journalism, radio, and public relations. Didn't have too many opportunities to work for CSIS, Canada's intelligence. There was no program there. And then you just, become biggest anchor on the biggest network. It just happens that way.
Anderson Cooper, Vanderbilt family, right?
That's right.
Okay.
His family literally invented the railway.
Turn it up, Jordan.